Welcome back, everyone, to another session of the Neota Network. Today, we've got a really exciting one here. We're going to hear from Michael Mills, who's actually one of the co-founders of Neota Logic, as well as our Chief Strategy Officer. And Michael, who's always obviously a bit of a thought leader, is going to be talking about practice engineering for 21st century legal services. So this is part of our thought leadership stream. So expect a lot of great information. And this will really be an engineering view of what legal services organizations deliver and how they do it. So what is the role of a law degree not required professional in knowledge and pricing, process projects, practice support, and legal operations? How do they use technology to transform service delivery and the new roles that are available, such as a practice engineer? So I'll stop talking and I will let Michael start talking. And over to you, Michael.
Thank you, Max. At the Neota Network last year, I spoke about our commitment to the rule of law and access to justice. Access to justice remains a crisis. The most recent comprehensive study shows that half of all legal problems in the US are not solved fairly. And the unfair fraction is much higher for people who are poor, female, of color, or old. As Stephen Mason said, without effective access to justice, the rule of law is meaningless. Neota continues to be deeply engaged with law schools and not-for-profit organizations in the US, Canada, and Australia. We're very pleased that our customers join with us in these programs, and we invite all of them to do so. Today, however, I want to talk about the how of Neota's work. How we help you to deliver expertise at scale. Not so long ago, law firms were simple places, lawyers doing the work quietly in their offices, occasionally in the library, with ministerial help from people then known as secretaries. Yes, the lawyers were almost all men, and the secretaries were not. The rest of the firm was support staff, people to deliver documents, send out bills. Not so very different from the medieval craftsman in his shop, the master goldsmith at his bench, shaping and polishing one ring at a time, with a journeyman or two and an apprentice. To a surprising extent, in this third decade of the 21st century, much of lawyering is still done in this way. However, modern law firms and legal departments are systems, complex, fast-moving, integrated, and busy 24 hours a day. To quote the systems engineer's official definition, the system is a construct or collection of different elements that together produce results not obtainable by the elements alone. Therefore, understanding and improving the delivery of legal services must be driven by systems thinking, by the thinking of systems engineers. Like all specialists, they have their acronyms. A favorite in that world is SIMILAR, state, investigate, and so on. Notice especially that every one of the 6 steps includes an evaluation loop. This is not math. Well, there's some math, as Dan Katz likes to say. It isn't easy. As Ove Arup, one of the greatest structural engineers in the world, says, engineering problems are underdefined. There are many solutions, good, bad, and indifferent. The art is to arrive at a good solution. This is a creative activity involving imagination, intuition, and deliberate choice. So what does our legal services system do? What is the product over there on the right end of the similar process diagram? Abstracting a bit, lawyers in law firms and corporate legal departments deliver, seems to me, 3 things of value: information, how the world works, what's happening; execution, getting things done; and advice, judgment. In this order of increasing value and decreasing risk of displacement by software or alternative providers. Where are we on Richard Susskind's well-known spectrum? I think engineering is everywhere. There are systems at every point on that line. Systems engineering is not just for LegalZoom and Rocket Lawyer, not just for the California COVID Eviction Advisor, which was created by University of California Irvine law students and NEOTA, and has been used to date by more than 120,000 people. In the delivery of the most bespoke legal services, the silkiest Savile Row suits, there is a lot that is quotidian. Suits need buttons. Contracts need signature pages. Pleadings need assertions of jurisdiction. Every bespoke matter includes elements of each of the other points along the line. It is the systems engineer's job to assemble those elements into the service the client needs and wants. Indeed, systems engineering extends beyond the matter to every aspect of how clients engage with and are served by the firm or the legal department. Just as your experience of an Apple product includes even the box, with its carefully calibrated soft friction as you lift the top. Wine, good wine, is as complex and artisanal a product as any First Amendment brief for the New York Times, or any acquisition agreement for the Salesforce Slack deal. Yet artisanal winemakers now sort their grapes with an optical sorting machine. It has laser eyes and a machine learning brain that has been trained to distinguish the perfect grape from the merely delicious. In our new systems world, we, as lawyers, have a complex factory with many jobs in addition to the two in the old photo I showed a moment ago. We have experts in hiring, professional development, business development, pricing and profitability, project management, knowledge management, practice support, electronic discovery, technology, old and new, innovation, transformation, service delivery, legal operations. But notwithstanding the value that all these new folks, these allied professionals, bring to the practice, the result is sometimes, shall we say, suboptimal. Every new specialty is, in a sense, competing for the organization's attention, which is, of course, its most scarce resource. What modern law departments and law firms need, I submit, is a chief engineer with responsibility and authority to map the firm or department as the complex but single organization it is. And two, to direct the integration of practice functions in accordance with the principles of systems engineering. 4 years ago, when I first proposed the role of chief engineer, only Peter Lee of Wavelength Law in London was calling himself a legal engineer. Today, a quick Google search turns up a whole page of perfectly on-point results. And we now have a society of legal engineers to help us all with this new perspective. We have flourishing communities to support us in this endeavor, including the NEOTA network. Although ever-increasing recognition in the legal industry is a sign of the good work legal engineers do, I think we should also have some external recognition about a license plate which New York State offers to professional engineers. Our time is coming, our recognition as professional engineers, and we'll soon have credentials on our cars and even our motorcycles. Now, back to Max. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. That was fantastic. I think a lot of great information there. And as our industry really progresses and as the legal industry itself is constantly reorganizing itself and redefining itself, it's these types of thoughts that we need to stay on top of and as well keep us relevant as we help progress it ourselves. So thank you very much, Michael. And thank you everyone who's joined us today at this session of the NEOTA Network. We have a lot of great sessions to come and a lot more great content. And as well, just a reminder that all of this content you'll be able to review and replay at your leisure after the event. So if there's something that set off the light bulb in your brain, we can always get you the links and circle back as needed. So thank you again for joining us and very much looking forward to the next upcoming sessions of the NEOTA Network. Cheers.